Hi Leo, welcome back for your January 2019 reading. Those of you who are new, a very warm welcome, and return subbies, welcome back crew. Now, if you notice the banner next to me, yes, it's for a different channel. No, you're on Yildiz readings. Yes, I've launched a new channel, okay? So if you do wish to have a look at it and subscribe, I'm a psychic medium twin flame reader. Come through and join the other channel as well. Now, as for Yildiz readings, you're going to have a monthly and mid-month for both love and general. And during the month, I will be on live to do all of the updates with the astrology, any psychic downloads I have. And definitely, you know, if there are particular videos that are liked and shared, etc., I will extend the videos and perhaps even do some updates with those. Now, the energy that's coming through for you guys, for bookings, the link is below. The energy coming through is really interesting in that it's like you've come to a realization within this love domain. Now, Leo, the way you're looking at it, it's like it's done a 360. Some of it you physically manifested, some of it you're about to manifest something completely new. This can be, in a way, the direction of the connection is going for some of you. Some of you, it's a way in which you're going to deal with a particular person. Some of you have really been looking at your skills with the art of manifesting and having a realization of, you know, what you're attracting to thyself. Show you the card. Okay. Now, the energy that I'm getting here, okay, now I'm not sure whether it's on your side or the other side. There is a Wicca energy around. Now, when I say that, it might be that you had felt that you had been cursed in some shape or form. And there's sort of an energy of magic, both for negative or positive, depending upon how it's being used. You might have felt that maybe there was an energy of such on you. Sometimes when you're, especially when you're spiritual, we can attract the good and the bad, especially in the 4D realm. Now, when it comes to romance, it might have been a frequency of jealousy on your side or external, but I'm feeling it's more external, that somebody had the evil eye on you or a direct connection. There can be an aspect of jealousy around you and you're a bit confused as to it. You don't know how you attract that vibration and that frequency. You're really trying to shield yourself and protect yourself. It might be you using crystal therapy, and if you aren't, perhaps crystals can really help you during this time. It can be amethyst, it can be tourmaline. Just really research the protection stones, especially when it comes to the romance house. Pink quartz. Now, some of you have had a person leave you for another person. Some of you, not all of you. Others of you are really questioning and placing yourself in the hangman position of, you know, what you want out of a relationship. I'm seeing another group of you where a person left and it might have been like a relationship they were in and they're wanting to come back to you. Even if you're very content in what you're doing, and it's a bit of a confusing energy going back and forward. You're really summing up things in your mind after New Year's and Christmas, and you're trying to get your bearings as to how to move forward, how to actually take this connection forward in any shape or form. You do have heart chakra in reverse. And this has really been quite protective of your heart, feeling a bit taxed in the romance house. It doesn't have to be that if you're in a partnership that you directly have the issue with the partner. It's more an energy of just being completely exhausted and in the past betrayed. Betrayed or let down and being shown. It might have been with someone that you really felt you had a spiritual connection with. And this melancholy frequency that's coming through is, it might be something, maybe because Christmas has come and gone, and New Year's, it's like really reminiscing back. I do feel you're thinking of a particular location for some of you, or a particular memory in general. You know, when you were younger, but now you've matured and you're looking at things just really starkly different. Some of you, this pain has well and truly dissipated, but it might be coming out in the external with people around you. And, you know, you're really going to this month, I feel, put something to bed, so to speak. It's either the pain or a physical person. But in some shape or form, it's not over. Like in your mind it may be, but in their mind I feel not. You've lost faith in a way of dealing or communicating or doing things. And you do feel like it turned your world upside down, right? You felt like you were really pushing crap uphill and hoping, and the way, those of you who are single, you're reflecting back on the way connections were, and it can be for many of you a connection in general. Again, some of you might not have felt that Christmas and New Year's and the celebration season, for those of you who were single, even coupled, that it was quite the way it was supposed to be. And some of you might have been missing a love interest. Some of you also may have met somebody new, and it took you on that chain of memory back. But I'm feeling, you know, even with you lacking the faith in something, it's almost like a spiritual release of a codependent frequency. It doesn't feel you've completely lost faith in love in general. It more feels, you know, that holding on factor, that hoping, you know, that did its dash. Then you came into the self-assessment, self-healing. Then that section did its dash. Then finding you were doing a lot of work and maybe other people weren't doing the work. It's like almost this chain of events, mentally speaking, where yes, hope is returning, but you just don't quite know what that looks like. You don't quite know who that person will be. Even if they have changed and they choose to return, or you choose to return, what everything's going to be looking like. Distance also, I'm hearing, is fake. It's like the energy of the person. For some of you, you're feeling them. Some of you still directly have contact in some shape or form. Some of them are actually watching you without you knowing such. And I do feel it was during a time of New Year's. Something really has transpired for those of you who are single, wondering about a previous person. In their mind, it hasn't ended, but a karmic cycle has ended. It may be that they're moving and they're working, and that they may be dealing with energies of enemies around them, finances, moving home, and them looking for love in their own life of what they want. I feel once they move home, I do feel communication will come through. And they won't think about it, they'll just do it. It's almost like in their mind they're trying to balance the lack of consistency. That was not, you know, the lack of consistency in general. Those of you who have an energy with a love interest that has a child with another person, they've had a lot of grief around this. And they're really not enjoying it. They don't want to drag you into the situation. There's no healing in the dynamic. They know there's no going back. And they don't care if someone takes it. They really don't. Okay, overall energy. Anything more? Okay, communication is going to come in, all right? I'm feeling really by the first 2 weeks, you're just really meditating upon everything that's happening, be it you're in the connection or you're not. You're looking back on where people influence the connection, be it your partner or your love interest who's left, But however the energy is going, there is a meditation going on. I do see you guys dealing with some conflict. It can be petty arguments, but I feel you being quite silent through this process. It's almost like it's going on deaf ears. You don't want to hear it. I'm hearing no drama. Like, you literally do not want any drama. You want things to be very simple. They didn't turn out according to plan. You're meditating upon it. And you do feel that the ball's in their court, but it needs to be correct. You were disappointed in an aspect of their action, but this is a more recent thing for those of you who that's relevant. It's like around Christmas and New Year's, I'm saying there was a disappointment with the behavioural mindset or attitude. But I do feel, well and truly by the end of the year, that whole situation is going to be very different. Now, I am doing mid-month, so check through during the month for your update. Also be mindful that we do have a partial lunar eclipse and a total lunar eclipse on the 20th. And that can directly change our frequency too. Any last messages? Yeah, if you are wondering, if they're still within a relationship and if they've left it, it's yes. There was a lot of jealousy within the connection. You also, at a very separate level, may be dealing with a partner, for some of you, not all of you, that might be displaying similar frequencies, and it could be affecting you. It might be an envy connected to a past tense partner, and you're looking at it and thinking there's really nothing to be envious about. It didn't go the way it went. I'm with you, they're over there, and there can be, for partnered energies, that frequency coming through. But in their minds, it hasn't ended, so it makes them very nervous. It might be, if you're sharing family dynamics, so it just adds to the complication. Very much you'll be up in your mind for the first 2 weeks. Try and stay grounded. Balance your heart chakra. Base chakra seems to be a bit, skew within family. But overall, I do feel you're really meditating and you feel you need to right now. Love and light.